Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
We continue to follow breaking news from Lansing as Governor Whitmer says she's now in favor of pausing the state sales tax on gas. There are multiple new developments we've learned since 4 o'clock on a plan that could help ease the pain for drivers here in Michigan.
First, we want to give you the nuts and bolts, how much you would save if you didn't have to pay that sales tax when you fill up. So we've crunched the numbers for you here. Today, Michigan drivers are paying an average of $4.17 for a gallon of regular, meaning a 15-gallon fill-up will cost you $62.55.
If you drop the 6% sales tax, that cost is cut by $3.75 to $58.80. Let's get to Priya Mann, who's live tonight. Priya, obviously we're not talking about a huge difference, but for people who live paycheck to paycheck, every little bit helps.
Oh, absolutely, Jason. I talked to one woman who said the weather's starting to get warmer, so she's going to be walking more. Another said she works minimum wage, so her only option is to drive less. Meanwhile, Michigan Republicans, they're already pouncing at the governor's proposal, calling it a half measure and saying it won't save drivers nearly as much as their proposal.
What would you say to our folks in Lansing right now?
Figure it out, break it down. And I mean, it's just, it continues to rise.
Facing heat over rising gas prices, Governor Whitmer is now proposing to pause the state's sales tax on gas, which sits at 6%. In a statement saying a short-term pause is a fiscally responsible action we can take that will provide drivers relief at the pump right now, not next year, while also protecting funding for road repairs and saving tens of thousands of good-paying construction jobs. But Michigan Republicans say that proposal does little to help drivers at the pump. Instead, they want to temporarily suspend the 27-cent gas tax. Signaling she would veto that bill, Whitmer said it would cost the state $750 million in tax revenue. The gridlock in Lansing has drivers frustrated.
It's almost like they can't make decisions fast enough for us to be able to recover. It's hard for us to even get back up to zero because they spend a lot of time not even delegating, but just simply fighting and disagreeing with each other.
Following the Russian invasion into Ukraine, Whitmer, along with several other governors, called for Congress to suspend the federal gas tax. Drivers say enough with the politics, focus on these prices.
It's confusing of like what's going on behind the scenes and why we just can't come to an understanding. And there's so much politics behind the scenes and people wanting to make sure that their voices are heard. But it's just what's the common point is that serving the community that elected you.
Yeah, there are certainly a lot of frustrated drivers. You know, I talked to one analyst and they said the governor opened this Pandora's box by proposing that Congress suspend the federal gas tax. State Senate Majority Leader Mike Shirkey has released a statement saying, in part, if the governor really wants to help Michiganders, she'll tell Senate Democrats to support immediately suspending the gas tax. Then we can talk about doing away with the sales tax on gas once and for all. What's clear is there is no quick fix here. Reporting live in Detroit, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Okay, Priya, we'll be watching to see what happens.
Well, happy weekend as we get into it. And it's just when you thought the bottom was going to fall out, it actually didn't feel too bad out there.
Yeah, but we've got rain on the way moving in here. Yeah, it's going to be sticking around, too, for a little bit of while. Let's get over to Paul for a timeline. Hi, Paul.
Yeah, and, you know, right now we're mainly dry, but we finally have gotten our first shower of the afternoon. It's right here just south of Ann Arbor right there. We'll just kind of zoom in a little bit there, and you can see, there it is, one little shower. You see, there's Pittsfield Township right there, you know, due east of Saline here. There's Ipsy. So there's one little shower there, and that's it for the area right now. But there is a lot more down to the south that I'll show you coming up in about 10-15 minutes. But right now, if you're heading out at this moment to get a few errands done, whatever, pick the kids up from after-school activities, mainly 50s across the heart of the area here, but with the east-northeast wind, that's different than the direction we've had for most of the week. Now Lake Huron is coming into play for the thumb, extending all the way, even all the way to Lapeer there, where it's 47 degrees. We have 40s here along the shoreline there. But for the evening, for the rest of us, just slowly falling through the 50s into the 40s with the rain increasing. I'll be back with a complete timeline of this rain coming up in just a few, guys.
Okay, Paul, just in here at 5, former President Donald Trump says he's going to hold a rally in 2 weeks in Macomb County. The event is set for Saturday, April 2nd in Washington Township at the Michigan Stars Sports Center. He says he's coming to support Attorney General candidate Matt DePerno and Secretary of State candidate Christina Caramo. Well, this was another revealing day in court for the men accused of plotting to kidnap Governor Whitmer.
Messages and recordings of the members of the so-called Wolverine Watchman militia played for the jury. Our Grant Herms listened in today as a key witness took the stand here, Grant.
Well, Jason, Kimberly, this was the informant for the FBI. He joined the group initially on his own and then turned on them when they started talking about killing law enforcement. Today, he told the jury about their conversations. They saw messages and plans about what led them to target the governor's lake house with guns and explosives.
The prosecution's key informant detailing the inner workings of the plan to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer, using realtor apps and Google Maps to find her house. The group's leader, Adam Fox, telling members, snatch and grab. Just grab the expletive governor. Just grab the expletive, and at that point, it's expletive over. One of the members of the group, Brandon Caserta, getting increasingly frustrated with the plot, writing in a message, just cap her at this point, expletive it, dome her and then end it. Could recon the house and snipe her, mug the pizza guy and take his shirt. The informant also telling the jury he went to northern Michigan with Fox to do extensive surveillance of the governor's lake house. Fox later drawing a map of the surrounding area, marking major highways, streets, a boat launch, and nearby police outposts. They also drew up a plan to use flashbangs, a black hood, and zip ties to take the governor to a nearby boat, hoping to then take her to an island, possibly in Lake Michigan, to hold a, quote, trial, often saying she's already guilty of a, quote, hanging offense. They also planned on drawing out and killing members of the governor's security detail and did training at grounds in Luther last summer to practice an assault on the governor's home, knowing her family would likely be there. In one discussion, one of the defendants, Barry Croft, caught on a recording saying incendiaries are absolutely necessary.
And the informant saying today in court that he was never officially offered payment to be an informant from the FBI. There's been a lot of controversy over this because he was compensated for lost wages. He got a new phone, a new computer to keep up with the group, as well as some compensation for losing money on the selling of his house when he thought he was being targeted. That came out to about $54,000. He says it was all above board. Back to you.
Jeez, we are just getting all kinds of insight into the thinking of these men, both yesterday and today. What else did we learn today, Grant?
The prosecutors spent a lot of the morning today laying out that these men aren't just anti-government or libertarian thinkers. Their extremes also go into a host of other conspiracies and other violent extremes. We'll have a lot more of that coming up for you at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Jason?
All right, we'll see you then. Thanks, Grant. Now to new information here at 5 after a woman drowned trying to save her friend who fell into the Detroit River.
It happened overnight near the Alfred Brush Ford Park, not too far from the Grosse Pointe border. Mara McDonald is live tonight with what happened. Mara?
Hi, Kimberly. Police are calling it essentially a terrible accident. Take a look. Even though there is railing and fencing and all of it, still 3 women ended up in the river.
3 women were in Alfred Brush Ford Park early this morning after hours. Police pegged the time at about 3:45.
So the story that we've got is that the person went to stand up and slipped into the water, and then someone jumped into the water to attempt to save her, and somebody else also jumped into the water.
The original woman who fell in was rescued, but one of the other women who jumped in after her drowned. Police say the 3 friends are 20, 26, and 35, and it's the 20-year-old who jumped in to help who would not survive. It's unclear whether drugs or alcohol are factors here, but police say drownings in the park, they're unusual.
It doesn't happen often. Like I said, it's a very unfortunate incident.
Back here live, police say there's still much more investigating that needs to be done here. We're live on Detroit's East Side. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Just awful. Okay, Mara, thanks. Let's turn now to the war in Ukraine. Recent attacks are getting dangerously close to Poland's border and show signs that Russia is knowingly going after civilians.
Military officials say Russia fired 6 missiles on Lviv, a western city near the Polish border. It comes as President Biden held a near 2-hour call with China's President Xi Jinping, a crucial Russian ally. China could face economic sanctions from the U.S. and Western European nations if it decides to help the Russian military's attack against Ukraine.
He does not want to see China impacted by the kind of sanctions that Russia is engaged in, because that would really hurt China's economy.
Meantime, 109 empty baby strollers were placed in the town square to honor the 109 children Ukrainian authorities say have been killed so far in Lviv. Expect more tonight on the war in Ukraine when you join Nightly News in under 90 minutes right here on Local 4 at 6:30. Now let's get to today's coronavirus numbers. In the state reporting a noticeable uptick, 2,770 new cases over the past 2 days, averaging out to 1,300 a day. 50 new deaths also being reported over that same 2-day period.
And for the first time in weeks, the 7-day moving average has ticked back up. Back on March 4th, we were averaging 830 cases per day. Today, the average sits at 811.
Back on the 5 with an issue some think isn't getting close enough attention.
New tonight, what local leaders are doing in hopes of adding new protections for Michigan's LGBTQ community.
And remember this wild chase that ended in the middle of I-696 yesterday? We'll tell you what happened with the man police say was behind the wheel today. Sean.
Our cameras in Detroit taking a look at brand new Detroit Fire ambulances, brand new fire engines. We'll give you a look from Drone 4 as well. But what we want to know is, what does this mean for you when you need help?